Okay. I think I'm live right now, so go ahead. If you guys need some content, allow me to help you out. I'm no content guru, but I do my thing out here. And the content that we're going to be doing right now, this is going to be designed to help you get people interested in your thing. So if you need that help, just let me know. I'm just turning on this live real quick. And then I'm about to craft this message for someone, but I'm showing you the whole process. So whether you're watching this now or you're watching the replay, hopefully this is valuable. And I'm just sharing something that I've learned and the new tweet that I've also learned as well. So just 1 second, and I'm gonna just pop up a Google document because you're gonna be joining me as I am writing some content for someone else. If I'm looking to the right, it's because I got a screen going on. I got a screen over here, got a screen here, and I'm trying to make this room look a little something. All right. So right now, I have this one's for a guy that specializes in branding. And typically what I would normally do is answer, it's just a customer avatar, answer a couple questions so I can understand the person's business. Right now, when it comes to the content, we're going to open up a couple tabs. So this right here is just understanding the person's industry, their niche specifically. The main thing I really want to know, or that anyone should know, I used to overthink this part, but it's just the desires, the problems, well, excuse me, pain points, which is also problems, right? And what else? What's stopping them from moving forward? That's really, let me see. So I got to really think. So I dream, I desire, I want to go over here. I'm currently here, but there's problems in my way stop me from get there. Yeah, that's really it at the end of the day. Desires, pain points, and what's stopping them from moving forward. That's it. So at the most simplest, there's a more extensive list, but so far this is the biggest thing here. Oh, and then the other thing we want to know is the transformation. So let's say transformation and maybe desire, pain points, transformation, offer, transformation. So maybe in the transformation, we'll also put the steps, the process, or the mechanism process. There we go. Oh, and then we also want for content proof, because a lot of people can say things, right? But we got to have proof. Oh, what's going on, Matt? What's happening, Matt? I'm working on some content, dude. If you need some content help or something, just let me know. I ain't gonna hold nothing back. But right now, I'm working on for another brother. But all I'm talking about right now, with anything with content, you just need, well, you probably already know this, but let me know if you don't. You just really need to know what the people want, their desires, pain points, the actual transformation, getting them to the thing, the proof. You want to know more about your offer, right? And then pretty much what's stopping them from moving forward. That's all we're doing right now. So then just to leverage this, I already had put everything down. Kicks 101. What's that about? Okay. So now we're going to have that information down. And by the way, oh, if you're in here, drop a one, drop a one. You want to make sure that you fill out this as much as you can. Don't just put a sentence or some bullet points. The more information you can put into each of these topics or these pieces right here, the better you can create messaging that attracts whoever your ideal customer or your ideal. But that's pretty much what you want. So just to give an example, I'm just using this website here, and then we're going to use Gemini, whatever you want to use. Gemini. Okay, so we're going to pop those up. And then all we're going to do is say something. All right, analyze this ideal client profile. And I want you to organize and expand upon what I give you. There's a website I'm going to give you. And I want you to analyze the website and don't give me any feedback just yet. So I'll shift enter, and that's how you space out the prompt and stuff. So now I'm going to drop the website. So if a person has a website, if you have a website, this is probably one of the easiest things you can do. And then just press that. That's right. We about to learn about you. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, just using this structure I was telling you about, we're just gonna go ahead and press copy, and then we're gonna say, all right, using the information that you learned on a website, I'm gonna drop you the core information I want you to fill out, and I want you to organize and expand upon it based on the information on the website. And sometimes, guys, I'm very repetitive. You're gonna hear me say the same words multiple times, so this is me. And so we're dropping that in here. But typically, I'm only doing this because it's for someone else. However, if you really understand your customer or your client really well, then you can fill that out. And this is why it's really awesome that if you've been in the industry, or really if you just understand your people, this just works really good. So for desires, let's see, they want a brand that feels alive, a world that reflects their identity, makes people feel something when they step into it. They want culture resonance, not just content. Okay, so they want a team or ecosystem that helps them expand without losing their soul. They want to see their vision translated into visual strategy, systems, influence. They want more impact. So this is just pulling from the website, but I want to dig in a little bit deeper. They want to be seen as the visionary they already know they are. Okay. What are their pain points? They feel unseen even though they know they are gifted. They are tired. Okay. So we got this different information. Let's see what this transformation from an isolated visionary to a whole system, ecosystem. Pretty much what I want to know is how do they do that? What are the steps from scattered ideas? Okay. So we're going to dive in. They step out with a living brand identity, define world message that resonates. Okay. Proof, case studies. Okay. So that's something I can't do. The proof is just on y'all or whoever the person is. Offer. They offer a full brand ecosystem creation experience. So identity, strategy. Okay. I probably should find out the core offer. The transformation is the core offer. That's the promise there. What is stopping them from moving forward? This is good here. So fear of losing their artistic integrity by working with the wrong people. Fear of being boxed in or misunderstood. Fear of investing without seeing deep. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I want to take this information and I'm just going to put it into a Google document, right? All right, let's make another tab. We're going to put this inside a Google document. Boom. That's all we really need. And we're probably going to have another tab as well. Because now what I'm going to do is now that we understand the avatar and those desires, the thing that's stopping them from moving forward, the person's offer or the overall transformation they provide, now we can speak to it. So something that I learned I really, really like, and it makes so much sense, and even I've gotten results doing this, is just instead of just focusing on selling, what we're going to do with the content is we're only going to speak to their desire. So people are on the internet for three main reasons, right? And that's for inspiration, or you could say motivation, for education, and for entertainment. So what we're going to do, we want to speak to their dreams. Now, the reason why I want to speak to their dreams is because if you can talk to what it is that they already want, not shift their beliefs just yet, it's like you're sparking up that fire that they already have within themselves. And then it's, oh my gosh, they understand me. They get what I want, what I crave. And so we want to speak to that without selling though. Okay. So we're going to take this desire thing and then we're just going to speak to that. So I'm a person, I like frameworks, and I was trying to figure out what is the best framework. Yeah, you can use IATA. You can do PASS, you can do Pastor or BAB or FAB, but I think the one that I'm resonating with is called DIVA. I literally just thought about it and came up with it. What if we take this and this and this and this? So DIVA is dream, identity. Oh, and by the way, pretty much what we're talking about is pretty much just future pacing. You're just talking about this new identity shift that they already want, but that's all you're doing in your messaging, and you're just leaving it at that. So it's just future pacing, okay? But I like DIVA, right? Which is dream, identity, vision, and then claiming that identity. And I'm finding out that that structure is pretty powerful there. So here's what we're going to do. So using the dream or pleasure points from the website I given you, let's speak upon that dream using DIVA accepting. Okay. So now I'm just reading it out to the thing. Oh, it actually got accepting right. Cool. Let's see what kind of prompt. Let's see what it gave us. So you dream about building a world that feels like you, not a brand, a world, a place where your story, your vibe, your soul all move in one rhythm. You want presence that makes people feel something the moment they see you. You want resonance, not just reach. You want your work to shift culture, not chase trends. That is your dream. Now let us talk identity. Okay. So we're getting somewhere good here, but now we just need to clean this up. But I hope you kind of see what I'm going with it. It's like you're speaking to that. All right, so this is good right here, but we need to speak to the identity that they want to become. Pretty much, we're just reigniting something that they already crave. Okay, and let's focus on one dream point. That way, the message is super focused. Now, if you are already good at pouring into people, then this should be very easy. But because this is the thing, and I don't always use, it says, you dream of building a world so powerful that people feel it before they even meet you. A world where your voice, your visuals, your story all move with one heartbeat. You want that presence that hits. You're a world builder at your core. You're not here to blend in or play small. You dream of building a world so powerful that people feel fifth grader kind of language, the way a person can resonate with that. So pretty much what I want to do is I want to resonate with the person is and speak to who they want to become. So future pacing. And we could drop the dream identity vision, make it very concise if you do keep the copywriting structure that I'm giving you. You know that deep down you want a brand that feels a real place, something that people walk into and say, this feels you. You feel your ideas are big, but your presence is small. You know you got something special inside you, but it is hard to show it the way you see it in your head. But the real you, the future you, the you trying to grow into, that person knows how to build a world that people feel right away. They want a brand that feels alive, a world that reflects their identity and makes people feel something when they step into it. They want culture resonance, not just content. I gotta think. All right, I've done photography for 9 years so far. So let me think. So here's something that when we're speaking to their desire, something that they already want. Here it goes. You've been working on your brand and you feel in your heart that right now is the time. You didn't try doing multiple photo sessions and it just wasn't connecting to who you truly are. You know that you want to make an impact in this world, but you want something that reflects that, that mirrors that, but just not on a surface level. You understand that content is important, but you want content that moves the people and connects with them, not feels like some type of AI and ChatGPT. That trust is important. You know that trust is important and that aligns with your values. You've been working on your brand for a while now and you feel it in your chest that this is the moment. You try different shoots, you try different looks, but nothing really felt like you. But nothing really felt like you. Let's throw that in there. But nothing really enter felt like you. You want, let's see, you want more than pictures. You want a brand that shows your heart, not just your highlight reel. Because you understand that trust is the most important. You want content that moves people, not content that feels empty, random. You care about trust. You care about trust. You care about connection. You care about building something that lasts. Something people can feel without you having to explain it every time. And deep down, you know you are supposed to step into a version of yourself that feels bigger, clearer, and more true. This line is good, and we're going to end it there. That's all it's supposed to do. So desire is just supposed to speak to that. Not just a brand that looks good, but a brand that finally mirrors who you really are. So here's what we're going to do. We'll copy that line. We don't care about the hooks, nothing like that. We just want to speak to them. All right, so here's an example of content that I want that speaks to the desire of the ideal client above that I've given you. It's supposed to speak to something that they already have innate and just wow, yes, that's what I want. That is what I desire. That is what I dream about. Okay, so right now we're just speaking to desire. So, okay, you keep filling this pool to finally show the real you, not the safe version, not the cleaned up version, the one with heart story. Okay, hey, we got something good now. So let's see, we're gonna keep this one as one. Then we're gonna hit this other one as 2. All right, cool. So we got this one as 2. This one says you keep filling this pool to finally show the real you, not the safe version, not the cleaned up version, the one with heart, the one with story, the one with depth. You've been trying to build your brand piece by piece, but nothing has matched the world you see in your mind. Okay. You know you're meant to create something people can step into, something that feels alive, something that feels true. You want content that does more than look nice. You want content that hits, content that makes people stop because they feel you, not because you shouted the loudest. You want your brand to move folks. So what we might even do, we might just even do this right here. That's a piece of content 2. And then the other line down here is 3. You want your brand to move folks, to touch them, to remind them that they are not everyone else. And deep down, you can see that future you. The one who owns their story, the one who builds a whole world from their gifts, the one who finally feels seen because their brand matches their soul. That is who you are becoming. You feel it every day. That one's going to be, and you feel it every day. We're just going to keep it at that. Mind you, the whole goal of this is just to speak to what they already want. Biggest game changers that I've learned. And you feel it. It's almost writing lyrics, dog. I'm telling you, when you be in this little copywriting game, thanks to AI, man, I'm telling you, you make some nice songs. All right, so that's 3. Okay, so here's something I really got put on game. I learned it from this lady. Her name is Laura Portier. And this right here helps you turn those 3 messages we created into 12 more pieces. A real game changer. So we'll do it like this, okay? It's very clutch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop you one of the messages that we created. And I want us to filter this through the 5 different types of currencies. And let's start off with number 1. Talk about effort, this different thing that they relate to. So this helps us expand that list just off of one piece of content. You've been working on your brand for a while now, and you feel it in your chest that this is the moment. You've tried different shoots, you've tried different looks, but nothing really felt like you. You want more than pictures. You want a brand that shows your heart, not just your highlight reels. You want content that moves people, not content that feels empty or random. Instead of saying robotic, and especially, should I say AI? All right, we're going to keep it robotic. You care about trust. You care about connection. You care about building something real that lasts. Something people can feel without you having to explain it every time. We probably can even take this, and that can even be a piece of content. And deep down, you know you're supposed to step into a version of yourself that feels bigger, clearer, and more true. So what we did was we took this right here, and then we use ChatGPT. So this right here is talking about the frame of time. These are the 5 currencies. Time, you can't get time back. You can always get money. So this one's talking about you've been working on your brand for a long time. You know you're done wasting years on things that do not show the real you. You tried the shoots, you tried the looks, but nothing matched the world you've been trying to build. You want to stop losing time on things that do not hit. You want a brand that finally feels like you so you can move forward for real. Deep down, you know this is your moment to step into the version of you that does not waste time anymore. The version that shows up clear and true. So we'll make this one an A. 1A. Identity. You know you're not regular. You've been trying looks and shoots, but none of them match the person you really are inside because you want more than pictures. You want your identity to show. The real you. So there's identity there. Money. You've been investing in your brand for a while and you can feel that you're ready for the next level. You spent money on shoots and looks that did not match your real value. Nothing felt like a return on who you really are. You want content that works because it's speaking to what they believe they want, not what they actually need. That's actually something that I really struggle with. Is speaking to, and it's so hard for me to do it because I be trying to tell people that's not the right thing. But what I'm learning is, just to be real with you, people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear what they believe. And so you have to talk about that. And that's something I suck at. I'm just going to be real with you. Effort. You've been trying everything, new shoots, new ideas, new looks, but it's always feels like you're working too hard for something that does not feel like you. You want things to flow. You want your brand to show your heart without you. Okay, cool. We'll take that. Nice. So this is going to be D. We're going to paste that there. Our reputation. You've been building your name slowly, but it still does not match the person you know you are. You try shoots, you try looks, but nothing ever felt true to your story. Oh, that's right, because this is speaking to the brother I'm helping out. So that's right. That's why it talks like this. Okay. Yeah. Well, if he talks like that, then that works. What was it? A, B, C, D, E. All right, cool. All right, so that's reputation right there. Okay, cool. So now we can expand this even further with, they call it the 5 adoption decisions. So those are going to be, let me see if I'm just going to go off the dome. Hopefully I remember everything. All right, so now we're going to take that same text that I've given you, the roots, and we're going to expand that into 5 adoption decisions, which is complexity, compatibility, relative advantage, observability, and trialability. Okay, cool. Yes. So complexity. Now, this is something that I learned from Laura Portier, and it's really a game changer because I like how she explained it. I denied it for some time because I didn't see the whole point. But as I started learning about offers and what it takes, even what I've been going through, and by not accepting everything, I've hit my head a lot, and I've gotten people results. I've hit my head. I'm like, nah, that wasn't. So complexity. Prime example. So I'll tell a little story. I was helping out a fitness coach. Got way more followers than me, right? But the problem was, even when she got people on a phone call, yeah, you could do the trends and stuff. That gets awareness, it gets attention. But the problem was the content didn't speak to, okay, the effort, the complexity. Is your thing compatible with someone's lifestyle? And the thing is, a lot of us are already rooted into the way we are. So if we can explain how things are compatible to what they're currently doing, because people want easy, right? They don't want to do too much, right? People got kids. It's a lot. People go through a lot of stuff. So we can shift and speak, have our content speak to that. It's like, okay, that doesn't seem too hard. That don't seem too complex. That's kind of fits my lifestyle. That fits who I am, right? So that's the whole point of this. And this is all still desire. We even get onto the other content pillar. So I hope this value drop a 1 in the chat. Let's keep going. So complexity. Speaking of how simple the transformation actually feels to them, okay? So you've been working on your brand for so long because you thought it had to be hard. You thought you needed 100 new looks and a new plan every week. But nothing ever felt like you because the real answer is simple. Compatibility. So everything you want already matches the way you move. You care about trust. You care about connection. You want people to feel you, not guess who you are. Relative advantage. So why is your thing better than what they're currently doing? That's what relative advantage means. You tried the trendy shoes, the perfect poses, and the clean looks. None of it matched the impact that you want to make. This next version gives you something they never gave you. Observability, this is really going to be more of proof, right? So for this person, they're just showing their dope pictures. That can also look like testimonials. But when you do a testimonial, I need to stop that. So when you're doing testimonials, it's just not, oh man, I had a great time at the shoot. This was dope. Or I had a great time getting my hair, whatever that looks like. You just want to talk about pretty much this thing before and after, how the person was currently feeling, what happened during that moment, and then how this new identity helps them. That's really how you do it. Okay. And then trialability. Trialability is just, that's where your free content comes in at. And if you're giving that value, those lead magnets, that's where your trialability is going to be in at. All right. And then the last one we're going to do, just to make sure I am delivering on my promise, as far as the 1 into 13. All right, now we're going to take that same core message, and then we're going to filter it through these 4 different types of lenses: analytical, anthropological, actionable, something that they can do now to get a certain outcome, and what is the other one? Aspirational. Telling your story or telling a story. I remember I was helping out one of the homies. He was a client. We told his story of how he quit his ads job, right? He told his story, got a sale the same day by just talking about that story. Crazy. So he paid me and then got paid that same day. And all we did was just talk about his story. And he, at that time, I have the screenshot though. Before I move forward, I need you to tell me what the fourth lens is: aspirational. Okay, here we go. If you guys want to help with your content, your funnels, automations, if you're a local business, I can help you with the ads and stuff like that. What else I can do? Photography, videography, graphic design, anything like that. Just send me a DM and then we can hop on a call and I see if I can help you or not. And yeah, we can go from there. Then I'll present an offer to you. It's not going to be cheap, but all right. So analytical lens. I have other resources too. So even if we don't fit, it's still okay. I still have some really great stuff that can really help out because I just love serving. So this is the reason why we have this, is because some people, they want the facts. Give me the facts. With analytical lenses, a lot of people just want the facts. Show me the proof. Give me the data, right? Anthropological lens, human behavior. So it's just the human behavior. I'm slow sometimes when it comes to but it's just more like beliefs. That's the reason why we do. Actionable. Let's get people to take action right now. Some people, yeah, I hear you, but give me something right now to do. If this thing works, I get a win and it's quick, then I'm rocking with you. Aspirational. So telling stories is a good way. So what I learned from even doing these, as I explained a little bit earlier, when you can cover that one topic and filter through these 4 different lenses, you can meet people exactly where they are and it can move them. So any piece of content that you have moving forward, filter through these 4 different lenses and then the other things as well. And you can turn that one piece into 13 every single time. And then let's say if you really only have 3 topics, well, now there'll be 39 just off of 3. And guess what? If you got one once a day, we're talking about desire, then that's already a month just talking about desire. The other ones are just talking about belief. So let's get into belief. This made complete sense. And going back to my other friend, I was helping her out. A lot of people, and this also is me as well, talk about the process. That's good for clarity. People want to know, okay, when I spend money with you, what does the roadmap look like? What's next? How am I going to get to the other side of the cliff, or wherever, from Hill Island to Heaven Island, point A to point B? How am I going to get there? So talking about the process or the mechanism so people can see clearly how they're going to get there, that's great. So we talk about the process, we talk about the overall transformation. Step 1, we do this, and once this happens, you're going to feel like this. Step 2, then we activate this. What this is going to do is do this, which is going to do this. So you can do this. And step 3 is we're going to do this. This is going to help you overcome this, so you can do this. And once that whole roadmap is completed, you're then going to be into this new identity. That's the transformation of the process. The other thing we have to do when we shift in beliefs would be, we got the process. Oh, belief in you. So belief in you, that will be just straight up proof. Yo, what's up? If you ain't here, drop a 1. I'll help you with your content. If you need help, if you got questions, let me know. So the other thing is belief in your business or in your brand, right? So when you have belief content, you're talking about, this is straight up proof. At the end of the day, it's straight up proof. How you helping people, testimonials, even talking about the things that you're doing, even the smallest things will be so surprising. So you can kind of say bragging a little bit, bragging about your clients and bragging about you. So that creates a belief in you. But this last one, this is what blew me away, is that we want to create belief in them. So create belief in your customer or belief in your client as well. Because what happens is, and what I even found out was that you can have belief in the process, you can speak to the desire, you can you can show all the proof in the world. But sometimes people don't move because they don't believe that they can make it. So, and that even goes into the 5 adoption decisions as well, as far as complexity, compatibility, relevant advantage, right? And then observability and trialability. So, if you can have your content speak to belief in themselves, get that, and shift their perspective about them, where they are, and why they should move, that right there can be powerful as well. Because if they truly believe in themselves and had all this stuff, then they'll be there. So those are the 3 pieces of belief content that you really want to speak to. And then really that third piece of content. So we talked about desire content, and then there's the belief content, right? You have to create belief in 3 different places. And then the last one is actually do selling. So let me talk about me. I have a lot of skills: photography, videography, photos, websites, automations, ads. I've done e-commerce. The thing about me was I was actually scared to sell. And that's the reason why I wasn't making any sales. That's just me being transparent with you. So I would have that desire content, right? But then I would also have a belief in content when it comes to me, and then belief about, I really didn't have process stuff at the time. And I think I really didn't have too much content on speaking to a person, creating belief in themselves. But selling, I was not selling at all, especially daily. I just felt so bad. I don't want to feel sick. You have to have that content that actually sells. It's crazy. Maybe you're already doing it, but that was something that I didn't do. And you got to sell, man. You have to. That's how your business is going to win. And that's something that I've even learned too. I got to sell. And then I'll also get stuck in fulfillment too, actually doing a project. And that kept me. So, anyways, we're just going to do this quick thing here. I'm just going to label this because I'm going to end up sending this document out. We're going to say belief. Let's scroll that up. We're going to say desire. Now, you might be wondering, how many times should this go out a day? I would say at minimally, you can do it like this. You have that, you can speak to someone's desire and sell all in one day. Or if you want to go 1 post a day, then you do desire, belief, sell, desire, belief, sell. You just kind of repeat that same pattern, right? Or if you don't want to say desire, you say dream, belief, sell. You do that once a day. Also, belief can also look like FAQs. It can also be whatever objections that people go with. That's just kind of expand the information when it comes to belief, right? This is all fuel belief. So here's what we're gonna do. And once we have that script written down, then you just go through all those filters. All right, now, so we're gonna take that same core root script. We're not. So what I want you to do is analyze the client avatar worksheet again. And now what I want us to do is actually speak to the pains, speak to the problems that this avatar is going through. And then, yeah, let's do that. And our goal here is just, we're going to be shifting their beliefs. What I want you to do is analyze the clients, speak to the pains, speak to the problems. And we can do one at a time. When it comes to desire content as well, you can use another copywriting framework. So yeah, we spoke to the desires, but then you also speak to the pain. So another good book, if you guys like reading and stuff like that. I hate reading, but I just started reading once I got into this actual thing. Eugene Schwartz is called Great Leads. It's a really good book. I had it, read it, didn't understand it, put it to the side, and I ended up coming back to it again. It's all customer journey stuff, right? And every point of the customer journey, you have to speak to certain people. So in the beginning, you'll want to use this copywriting framework called PASS. I think that's one of the best one. All that means is just problem, agitation, solution. So you speak to the pain that they're going in, and then you agitate it. You emphasize pretty much what happens if they don't solve it, and then you talk about your solution, which is pretty much your offer, right? And how your offer solves that, relieves these two things, okay? But if you're curious about that book, Eugene Schwartz, Great Leads, all this is saying, if someone doesn't know you, then you pretty much just got to get their attention. And then from talk about their problems, when you speak upon the problems, you talk about the solution. When you speak upon the solution, you talk about the product. And so those are just the different phases of the customer journey. And then the other one is just you actually make the sale or make the offer, right? And so anyone that's cold or don't know you, then they're there. However, if they are aware that they do have a problem and then they're actively seeking a solution and your stuff come up, then boom. Okay, that's pretty much how that all works. So hopefully I spoke about that correctly. And I don't mind correction too. So enter. Let's try to at least go through the belief stuff. And as far as selling, is more scarcity and urgency, if anything. All right, so let's just paste the avatar worksheet again. We're gonna go to this one, press Control A, Control C, and then we're gonna paste it. There we go. All right. So this is the one where pretty much you said it's this, but it's not this, or you think this, but it's really this. That's pretty much where we're going. You're not stuck. You might see people doing this all the time, but no one cares what you talking about unless you can speak to the dream, unless you can speak to the problems, right? Speak to the dream. Who are you? I don't even know you. So why would I listen to this? So that's what this one is. Belief content is also education content, right? Where you're sharing tips, what else you got going on in your industry. So that's where all that goes to. Okay, so you think you're burned out because you're tired, but really you're burned out because you keep working with people who do not match your gift. Oh, that's pretty interesting there. Okay, cool. So let's speed up the process. All right, so it needs to be font size 11. Okay, font size 11. And on the cool, I need to be doing this for myself too, y'all. I got my stuff scheduled up as far as videos for about almost 2 weeks. Okay, this one, you're not invisible, your brand is blurry. So you keep feeling overlooked because the world cannot see the real you yet. You know, we're just gonna try to move a little bit faster. You think you cannot charge high ticket because you're not ready. You feel stagnant because you keep trying to follow what everyone else is doing. Your voice is quiet because you keep copying trends. When you stop chasing what is popular, your own ideas get loud enough. This speaking to the ideal client avatar that I've given you when it comes to the branding and everything from the website. Yes, this language matches the avatar from the worksheet and the energy from the Plenty website. I gotta grab the website. All right, analyze the website. Scratch the avatar, analyze the website. That's what we're pulling from. We worked on to put a new avatar together. So we're gonna do this. Actually, scratch the avatar I just sent you and use this one instead. Okay, there we go. People just not have seen your real world. Your world shows up. People feel instantly. You're not confused. You're overflowing. You think you bounce between. You're not misunderstood. You've been speaking in the wrong room. This one can be good here. You try agencies that care about numbers, not so. You try people who wanted fast wins. Once you find the right room, that's when everything clicks. And then this one right here, we could do a call to action. Because since it's the belief, then this is going to have a call to action there. Comment below. Okay, you try agencies. Once you find the right room, everything clicks. Comment below if you're ready to build a brand that matches the impact you want to make. There we go. Every single one's going to have this call to action here. That way it just keeps everything simple. And let's say if he has an automation sequence going, then now we can funnel everybody and activate that automation sequence. Yeah. especially if there's some type of lead magnet or something that's going there. It's boom, they opted in for this lead magnet, and then it takes them through whatever sequence. And then let's say if there's some type of tripwire or some type of low ticket offer there, boom, that can hit. And then they take, and then now he has buyers, right? And then once he gets these buyers, then guess what? You can upsell them from there if you want to go that route too. Or you can have a low ticket. They can opt in for this thing, and then you just take them straight to a call, go from there. However, this person wants to approach it. It's just you have a conversation, or however you flow with that conversation, that's on you. You don't lack presence, you lack a world. The copy could be better. So typically, if you want your copy to be better, just write out your copy on your own if you really know your client. Or you go to market research. You can even go your competitors, look in the comments to see what your ideal clients may be saying. That's really the game right there. You're not stuck. You're protecting something sacred. You're not stuck. You're protecting something. And then we're just going to take this down here, call to action. And then once you have these down, guess what? Filter through those 13 different lenses. Boom. Then we want to create belief in clarity over cleverness. Another game changer. Especially be clear, provide people with certainty so they can trust you. That's really the name of the game there. So let's believe. And then the other stuff is just call to action. But that's it. Hopefully this was valuable. And yeah, if you need some help, some resources, I got some resources too. Hit my DMs or comment below. All right, we out. Peace. I gotta unhook this OBS and everything. That's the process.